Tell me your name again.
Ray Fender.
Ray Fender. You said you've been at Estacada local for how long?
My parents came here in '59. I was.
Okay. And you said you have a Bigfoot story?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. This happened about 72, I believe, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
What happened?
Buddy of mine, Dwayne Parkinson. We were childhood friends, and we just live about 4 miles out of town up on what used to be called Delph Road, and now it's Copeland.
Okay.
And we'd go to the Eagle Creek and Delph Creek and fish all summer long when we weren't working, of course. And it was, about late summer, I guess August at least. It was kind of overcast a little bit, but it was a full moon. And we run out of water, and I'm guessing if we didn't have watches, we couldn't even afford a watch in those days, and didn't need one anyway because we didn't have any concept of time. So, yeah, we're guessing it was about midnight. And there was a place called Curly's Pond out in the woods near the old Boy Scout camp off of Delph Road.
Okay.
And which is now gone because they logged it all off and destroyed it. And we were walking up an old logging road to what we called Curly's Pond. Curly Mills owned the property there at that time, and it was pretty deep in the woods. And we were always quiet. We never talked a lot. We just heading up there, and there it come, just out of the woods.
No way.
Right in front of us. I could have reached out and touched it. Oh yeah, it was that close.
Really?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
What did it look like?
A very large, hairy man.
Okay.
Was not a bear. I know what a bear is. I've been running these woods forever.
Wow.
Saw lots of black bears around that Eagle Creek area, and this was not a bear. No, it was not.
Okay.
It was a very brief encounter. Didn't even pay us no mind. It just kept walked right across in front of us.
Really?
Oh yeah. And it just kept going.
It just didn't even care that you were there.
Didn't even give us a look.
Did you see its face?
The profile, yes. Oh,
Did it look more like a person or more like a ape?
Well, I guess a cross. It wasn't a bear. A bear has a snout. This did not have a snout. So,
did you notice anything about its arms, like being longer than its knees, like really long
arms? It had real long arms, and they were swinging. Okay. And a bear, when it walks on its hind legs, does not do that.
What color? Like, was it black or red?
It was pretty black. Yes.
Was the face also black, or was it like a lighter hue on the face?
Like I said, we didn't get a good look at the face because all we saw was the profile.
Got it.
And it didn't even look at us.
How far away from you was it?
4 feet.
Really?
Yes.
And what were you doing when it walked by? Were you sitting? Were you standing?
We were standing. We were walking to that pond to get water.
Okay.
And we had guns. We had guns with us.
Okay, but you weren't. Did you just feel like frozen? Were you frozen?
Scared the shit out of us, man. I swear to God, that was.
Wow. And where was this again? This is just down the road here, like
just
Estacada, like
up off Copeland.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. No way.
No way.
Huh. And then what year is this? 1970?
About 71, 72, if I remember right. Yeah.
And you grew up over here?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So you've probably heard a lot of like locals talk about stories too, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah. Did you ever hear of Millie Kiggins?
No.
She was a local barber here back in the early 60s.
Okay.
And she's on some documentaries, but she had an encounter.
Really?
Oh yeah, yeah.
What was her story?
Oh, saw it from her vehicle, I guess.
Okay.
She was in a documentary about it. So
if you had to guess, why do you think they haven't found any like bones or anything yet on the? If so many people are having sightings, there's a lot of people coming out now. By the way, not just you.
Well, have you ever really spent any time in the Mount Hood National Forest?
I haven't.
Well, I literally could hide an army up there and you wouldn't find us.
Okay.
I mean, it's a vast wilderness up there.
Yeah.
If I didn't want to be found, that's where I'd go. You'd never find me. Ever.
Okay.
I logged out of here for almost 22 years. So.
Did you ever find anything else in any other areas, like footprints or anything?
No. But Mike Doolittle over here at what used to be Mike's Secondhand, I think it's an urgent, immediate care place now.
Uh-huh.
He had a secondhand shop there. He had footprints.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if those are the same ones that are in the Bigfoot Museum in Boring, but I went there last spring and checked it out.
Oh, I want to go there.
And
That's on my list of to-dos.
about 3 weeks after that encounter, we heard something. Don't know what it was. It was howling, but it wasn't a coyote. I know what a coyote sounds like.
A week after that encounter?
Yeah.
Were you living over there, or you were just hanging out?
Well, it was the old Palmetier place. It was a fescue field between the old house and the woods.
Okay.
Where the old Boy Scout camp used to be there, which I think they built that around 1901, 1903, from what I've heard. And
Okay.
yeah,
So it's where all the kids would go hang out and.
No, nobody even knew it was there.
Oh, okay. I thought like you as a kid would go there hang out. Or.
We just discovered it. We didn't
Okay.
even know it was there. Nobody ever told us. We just kind of went, look what we found out here in the woods.
Really?
Oh yeah,
That's pretty crazy.
it was wild, man.
So what did the howling sound like? It wasn't like Bigfoot kind of does like the like whoop whoop?
No, never.
Not that.
No.
Okay, so not that.
No, I mean it was howling.
Like a scream howl almost.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
because I've heard it. The
Yes,
scream
I
is
mean your hair would
"Rah!"
stand straight up if you heard it in the middle of the night like we did.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it was. Oh man.
Wow. So out of all the people you've told, how many people like want to believe you or don't believe you? What's been your experience when you talk to people about it?
Well, they believe me. I think. I mean they're not acting like I'm a nut bucket or something. Or hallucinating. I mean, we were young. We didn't have alcohol, and we didn't even know about any kind of drugs or marijuana or whatever. And then, but
Well, you said recently you've been telling more people. How come recently you've been more
well,
inclined to talk about
I
it?
just feel a little more comfortable. I'm getting a little older, and I won't be around here much longer. And I just like to
Oh,
tell folks.
yeah. Do you think when you saw Bigfoot, did you get the vibe that he could be paranormal, like he could be interdimensional?
No,
Okay.
nothing like that. No.
You didn't get that feeling. Okay.
No. Oh no. It was. I mean, it scared us. I mean, it scared the hell out of us. I mean, it froze us right in our tracks.
And it didn't even look at you.
Nope.
That's crazy.
Didn't even pay any attention to us. No.
Huh. Have you heard of any other stories around?
Yes, I have.
What else have you heard?
Oh, just slight encounters, kind of like what Dwayne and I had in that summer, and
Okay. Where's Dwayne at now?
he died.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Sad.
he's gone. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All my old buddies are gone anyway. So.
Okay. And who do you live out here with now?
Me, I'm alone.
No dogs or nothing?
I got a cat named Tin Man.
Tin Man? All right.
Yeah.
Tin Man the cat.
Yeah.
Well, so do you ever see any bear or mountain lion?
I've seen mountain lion. Have seen a lot of bear.
All right.
Yeah. I've been in these woods for a long time. Well, not recently, but I quit logging in my 40s. So
Okay.
I've never around here. I know a lot of people have seen them, have had encounters, and it's never been anything violent.
Okay.
From the Sasquatch or
Okay.
Bigfoot, whatever you want to call it. I mean,
So your dad said that the creatures were messing with his stuff?
yeah, I believe at that time, Dad, I don't know if this was the logging company Dad was working for at the time, but
Okay.
my dad was working for Houghton Logging way back in the day, and they were using some kind of military fuel tanks, and they said they come up and the things were just tossed around like they were kindling.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that was your dad's story? Where was this at?
I believe up near the Bull in the Woods, up the Clackamas.
Really?
Yeah.
They were just throwing the tanks around?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and those tanks were quite heavy. No, a human being would not do it by yourself. I mean,
did they see any prints up there? Any
yes.
sightings?
Oh, yeah. All kinds of Bigfoot sightings.
Really?
Oh, yeah. With the prints, I mean,
Okay. But they didn't actually see him. They just saw the prints, basically.
Well, like I was saying, back in those days, they would think you were nuts
I know.
or just absolutely, on too much alcohol.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Okay.
and I recently up at the country restaurant. Well, this was last winter. Run into a gentleman up there, and he was telling me about his encounter with one, which was quite brief, and so
And where was that at?
somewhere around here,
Okay.
up in the Mount Hood National Forest.
Okay.
So,
And he said he saw like a brief sighting.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know if they would have it, but back around, I believe, 81, there were a lot of sightings just off Porter Road, where it runs into what's now Copeland, which used to be Delph Road
Okay.
back in the day, a long time ago. And they were standing in the field, 2 adults and a young one.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
And what do you know what year that would have been?
81.
81.
Yeah, early winter of 81.
They saw two adults and a young one.
Yes.
Really?
Yep, that's what they said. And actually, they did get footprints.
Really?
Yeah, where they went, couldn't tell you. But they've been the Bigfoot Institute up, I guess, out of University of Seattle or wherever. They've been coming down here for years trying to.
Oh, really? I didn't know they had that up there.
Well, there's the Bigfoot Research Center, and there was a guy living in Colton. That was his job, was to try to find them in the woods.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that was around 92. He said he was tracking a mother and a child, but I have no way to verify that other than.
Who was this guy?
Don't know.
Okay, you just met him?
Yeah, we were
Where'd you meet him?
at the Lentz Auto Parts, right next to where I guess it's the Chapman's gas station. There was
Okay. He said he's up
auto
here
parts
tracking
store
him?
right there. Yeah, said he was tracking them. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's pretty fascinating. And around what year was that one?
91.
That was 90.
91, 92 in that area. Yeah.
Okay.
Because we were just standing in line waiting for parts, and he just decided to enlighten us.
Okay.
So yeah, away he went. I mean, there's been absolutely hundreds of sightings around here in the last years. Incidents at that point when people are seeing the same thing over and over again, so I don't know. All I know is that night, I mean, it scared the hell out of us. It did. And you know what? We never went back down there camping again.
Wow.
Yeah, wouldn't do her.
That's what a lot of people are saying, like grown men that go hunting and stuff,
Oh,
they
yeah.
just, no, I wouldn't go back in the woods. It's too scary or it scared me. I'm like, really? That's
Well-
pretty fun. Even though they say it's not always hostile, it's just so scary to see a giant Bigfoot that it,
Well, let me tell you, it was just meandering through the woods.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just,
Would you ever want to see one again?
yes.
Okay.
Oh, hell yeah.
Are you ever going to go out like with a group and try or just go by yourself or?
Well, I'd like people with me.
Okay.
It's getting to the point where I'm having trouble getting around anymore. So, and I
Okay.
sold my Jeep. Well, gave it to a friend because she's a hunter and all that. So, I mean, I'm having health issues, so it's difficult to get into the woods for me. I'd never come out.
All right. Well, yeah, I've heard sometimes it's better to just kind of sit and have your campfire and let him find you, because if you start going out and looking, it's almost harder. So they're kind of interesting creatures where they want to investigate and see what's going on with humans. So they'll kind of come and
Yeah.
see what people are doing with their fires and tents and stuff. So
Well, you just never know. I guess if you're intended to see one, you're going to see it if it's meant to be, I guess.
now, do you live in town or are you further out in the woods?
I still live out of town.
Out of town?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so one could like come on your property at some point, right?
Well, the coyotes, the raccoons, the possums, and the cougars do.
Well, there you go.
Still they do.
Have you set up any trail cams?
No.
Okay.
But I feed the coyotes and the crows and the raccoons and the possum. I throw out food for them all the time.
So wait, you saw 14, 16-inch long footprints in the
in the
snow?
snow. Yes, yes.
Really?
Yeah.
And that was when you were doing logging?
Yes.
What year was that one?
79, 80 around in there. I
Okay.
can't really remember which year it was.
How many prints total do you feel like it was? Like a lot or?
A lot.
Okay.
I'm guessing maybe 200 yards worth.
Wow.
It snowed really bad, and they hired us to plow the road. See, there was no access roads anywhere on Squaw Mountain then, except the one where you could go across to Ledee Flats.
Okay.
And all the other roads was built by Cody Logging, and I worked for them guys for a couple of years up there too.
And that's where the prints were Squaw Mountain?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm getting a lot of reports from up there.
Yeah.
I had someone tell me last week that they were up there getting firewood for their camp, and they heard someone yelling, "Help me!" up there. And
Really?
they went and called back to whatever it was, and it wouldn't respond. And there was no prints. Like you're saying, there was snow, and they said there was no prints of like a person going way up into those woods.
Wow.
And so,
Wow.
and then it just got quiet because the guy was off by himself.
Yeah.
And his buddies came running up and were going, "Oh, were you yelling, help me?" And he goes, "No." And then so he went back to his friends where they were, and
Wow.
he could hear it too.
Wow.
And so, yeah, there's people that think that Bigfoot's actually learned how to talk. So,
Wow.
I don't know.
Um,
But that's interesting that you're also saying that there's reports from up there.
oh, lots of them.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, save them for next time, and then we'll get you on another episode. How about that?
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being part of the podcast today. I appreciate you.
Well, thank you.
And yeah, if we have any other stories in the future, just think about it. We can get you back on.
Okay.
And tell us your name again.
Ray Fender.
Ray Fender. Well,
Yeah.
thank you, Ray. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it.
Thank you.